Hey everyone, I just wanted to take a quick minute to hop on here, do this training about honing in on your ideal client avatar, learn who you're speaking to so that you can create content surrounding that. So if you attended the Master Your Content Creation to Generate Profits Masterclass, which has been taken down, then you know how important it is to speak to your avatar so that you can actually attract business partners and customers that want what you have. So really quickly, I'm not going to dive too much into this because we talk about this a lot, but you want to write down who your client avatar is. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, ideal client avatar is one person based on your brand who you're talking to. You want to be speaking directly to that person. And if you hear noise in the background, y'all, it's just people working in my garage. I can't help it. I wanted to show up here for you today. So we're just gonna have to roll with it. So your ideal avatar is just another name for your target audience. Who do you want to serve and who would you like to work with? So as you're brainstorming, and you're gonna do this right now, but then also, tonight or whatever, brainstorm, how old is your avatar? What age are they? And then you're gonna go back and you can generalize. But first, I just want you to think of one person, just one person. It might be you a few years ago, maybe a couple months ago, maybe it's your best friend, but just think of one person. Picture one person in your mind. And every time you create this post, a post on social media, you're going to, it is what it is, folks. You're going to act as if you're speaking directly to them. So this will simplify the process when you're going to create content because you'll be just talking to your friend, right? So wouldn't that be so much easier if you had that person in mind when you were creating content for them? So how old is that person? I say she because my avatar is a she. How old is she? Where does she live? Does she live in a city? Does she live in a suburban area? Does she live in a condo? Does she live by the beach, on a farm? What does she do for a living? Is she a stay-at-home mom, a working mom? She has a job in corporate. She's a teacher. What does she do for a living? Is she married or is she single? Does she have kids or no kids? Brainstorm every lifestyle thing here. Where does she shop? What's her favorite brand? What does she like to wear for clothing? Like, what does she eat? Like, what worries her at night? Like, what kind of lifestyle is she trying to lead? What keeps her up at night? So these are really important. The problems, right? What keeps her up at night? What does she constantly worry about? What does she so desperately want for her life? What does she see? What motivates her? Does she feel valued being a part of a community? Does she feel inspired by sense of accomplishment? Like, how does she like to be recognized for her accomplishments? Those sorts of things you want to brainstorm. And then you can get a little bit more specific, and then you can give her a little bit more general and think of an age range and, an audience. That's more for when you're creating Facebook ads. But anywho, you want to have an idea of a target audience in mind. This is a term that many marketing professionals use. So when you do scale your business or decide to run ads, they're going to be like, who's your avatar? They're going to ask you certain questions, certain demographics about your avatar. And the more specific you can be, the better you will be at targeting your person, right? To speak to them. So how does your service or product or joining your team or whatever going to relate to how you want to help them? So if it's beauty, then maybe you want to help her have more confidence. How are you going to do that? Well, maybe she gets some Botox and she feels good about herself and she has more confidence. She's not worried about the way that she smiles or whatever. Or maybe joining your team will give her more sense of community because you have a really great team culture. What are her pain points? What's going on there? What do you have to offer her as a solution to some of her problems that you listed on the, just previously that we just talked about? Like, what keeps her up at night? What worries her? What are your solutions to that? And don't just say money, because money is superficial. There's something more to that. I wanted money, but I wanted money very specifically to help my son so that I didn't have to choose between which one of my kids would get daycare or services that he needed, So for some people, it's, get specific. What are her goals? Does she want to be financially independent, want more time freedom, extra money? Does she want to lose weight? Does she want to feel more confident? Does she want to just be able to pay for her kids' activities? Get really specific on those types of things. Once you have your client avatar identified, I would love for you to drop it below here. And then even better if you give her a name and you have a picture. So I used to have this picture of this mom kneeling down with two little kids at the time, because I had two kids. Because my avatar was a mom, and I wrote out all of these things and I made it like a paragraph, like a story about her life. And every time I went to post, I would think of her and I would put it right by my computer. So drop your homework below. Tell me specifics, or take a picture of your notes, whatever you want to do, that you have done this. Or if you come back to it, later, there's going to be an action items post on Thursday. You're going to post it under there to share your homework, and maybe we can give each other some feedback, ask each other some more specific questions as we look over that post to help each other out. And we'll talk about that on the group coaching. All right, I will talk to you guys.